people are trying to come up with ideas on scenarios, as many people say, scenarios on how first cells could have formed. For that, of course, we analyze cells as we can find them in abundance on Earth, compare cells, try to find out what is minimally needed for a cell to function. Bacterial cells, of course, simple bacterial cells are the simplest, so to speak, cellular entity we can investigate. So we find that what cells need is a replication mechanism. DNA, RNA, proteins, they need to replicate. And this is, of course, part of the replication of the whole cell. So some of the scenarios on how could cells have formed say, okay, first, before cells were formed, first these replicators formed. RNA, for example, that's the most favored candidate. RNA formed, and this RNA formed in a way that this RNA could replicate itself. Some people say, many people say, for scientific reasons, no way. We haven't got a clue how something could form that will replicate itself and mutate and improve. And some people say, okay, so we need to look for another first thing for the formation of first cells. And they come up with the idea of metabolism, energy circles, molecules consuming and forming energy, and the molecules change in that process. So you have kind of circles of reacting chemicals that improve. Some are not so good, so they vanish, they don't exist any longer. But then many scientists again say, no way, this doesn't work, because these mechanisms, these metabolic circles, they disintegrate. They're not controlled by a replicator and a cell, they just disintegrate. We can actually observe that. We can make such mechanistic circles, and we know if we don't care for them carefully, they will disintegrate. So the last scenario, if I can call it a scenario, is that people say we will never understand if we can't create a cell ourselves. So this is also the idea behind origin of cells research. We should be able to simulate the creative process, make a simple cell from inanimate chemicals ourselves. Well, we are not yet there. And to me, this means if science is successful and can build such a cell, that would have been a creative process. It wouldn't have happened by itself, but a lot of research and planning would have gone into it. So this is how people try at the moment, and they interpret the lack of success and the possibilities and the necessities which we find out we will need, things we will need for that. These things are interpreted differently.